Hi everyone, I am Dr. Melissa Markley and I lead the short-term study abroad program to Switzerland every December from the business school, and it's all about global nonprofit organizations, although it's actually a little bit bigger than that. We also talk about things like social enterprise, non-governmental organization, and it's a fantastic and exciting trip, although I'm a bit biased. This will be, I think, the 8th year I run it, 8th or 9th, and it's just so much fun. So let me talk a little bit about the content of the class and how it runs, and then I'll talk about sort of the other fun stuff that we do. So the course, as I stated, is all about global nonprofits, and we have 4 classes during the fall quarter. They may be online, they may be in class, just depending on how things look. And then we leave right after Thanksgiving, so the Sunday or Monday after Thanksgiving, and we spend 11 days in Switzerland. We specifically go to Geneva and Zurich, but we make lots of interesting stops along the way that I think everybody is very excited about once they hear. We spend about 5 days in Geneva visiting a bunch of different organizations. So instead of me lecturing to you in a classroom in Chicago about nonprofits, how you get a job in a nonprofit, what does that really look like, how can I apply my skill set that I learned at DePaul from any one of a number of different departments to these organizations, I put you in the room with people doing it, from communication specialists to marketers to sales reps to event planners to people writing and doing research. And you get to communicate with them and talk with them about who they are and how they got into this and how you can get into this and whether or not they have internships, and get a really one-on-one networked perspective of how these organizations are running on a global basis and how you can get involved if that's a level of interest for you. It's fascinating how many organizations have jumped up at the opportunity to participate. So over the years, we have met with a variety of organizations, including the United Nations, the International Red Cross and Red Crescent, UNICEF, Doctors Without Borders, FIFA, which I know a lot of you are probably excited about, World Wildlife Fund, ROCPA International, the International Institute for Sustainable Development, the World Trade Organization, the Schwab Center for Social Entrepreneurship within the World Economic Forum. Lots and lots of different opportunities. And it just depends on who's available each year as to which organization we go to. But every year we get new contacts and we get networked through other people. So it's really a fantastic opportunity to meet one-on-one with people doing these kinds of jobs. Even if you don't want to go in that direction, you just want to learn more, it's an excellent, fantastic way to get your foot in the door, or at least get your feet wet when thinking about these kinds of opportunities. Now, that's sort of the educational side. What's the other side? Well, I make sure that you have a wonderful trip to Europe by experiencing a lot of other kinds of things. So for instance, I take you to the top of at least one very snowy mountain in a range that you've probably heard of called the Swiss Alps. We travel by train. We go to Christmas markets, so 2 of the biggest Christmas markets. We visit both of them. One is on the lakefront in Montreux, which has this gigantic jazz festival every summer, but in the winter has this incredibly beautiful, gigantic Christmas market that you can wander through outside. Then I take you to a small walled city where we have traditional cheese. One of the things that you need to be aware of is on this trip, because it is to Switzerland, there's a lot of cheese, a lot of fondue, and a lot of chocolate. In addition to castles and Christmas markets, we also partake of a very interesting Willy Wonka-esque experience at a chocolate factory, which then also has an open tasting room at the end, and you can buy tons and tons of souvenirs to take home from the place that you just visited where they were made. Other things that we do, we have a number of group meals. We really try to do a lot of bonding. What else do we do? One year we went to Paris on a day trip. We've also gone to Lausanne on a day trip and visited the International Olympic Museum, which is really exciting and gorgeous. So every year I try to plan a variety of activities that will be engaging and educational, from both just a travel and Europe experience to also, it's a class, so educating you on the topics that are necessary. What am I most excited about on this trip? I really love how much fun we have as a group. When we meet for the 4 classes, be they virtual or otherwise, one of the things that I try to do is make sure that we build a significant amount of rapport, that we get to know each other, that we become friends, almost a little family, so that when we go on these trips, we support each other and we enjoy being around each other. And it's really worked well over the years to make sure that we have a cohesive experience where everyone's having fun. And it's so great to go on these trips and have a bunch of students who get to know one another, who engage with one another, and who share this monumental, memorable experience together. I also teach a Discover Chicago class on nonprofits in the city of Chicago. And for all of those who went through freshman year here in Chicago, and you participate in Discover Chicago, you know the power of sort of that small group working through something, visiting things together, and it's really a wonderful experience. So my favorite things about the trip are really the Christmas markets, the visits with the nonprofits, mostly because they're a bunch of friends of mine and I love seeing them, and I love having them engage with my students and teach them and show them and help them. But I also love the fondue and the chocolate, and just honestly, I love introducing all of you to a country that I absolutely love, to experience that I absolutely love, and to a topic that I'm extremely passionate about. And I like planting a seed that may, as you go into your career, take with you and think about applying your great, fantastic DePaul-driven skill sets in a number of different areas that could use your help. So that's the Switzerland trip. Feel free to connect with me. You can email me at mmarkley, MMARKLEY, at DePaul.edu, or a little word game. I am Markley in Marketing. Markley in Marketing. Pretty hard to forget. Anyway, hope to hear from all of you. Hope to see you signed up for the trip this fall. It should be a memorable and exciting time. Bye.